after a little while, I ended up joining the Coast Guard. In 1972, I joined the Coast Guard. And when I was in boot camp, very first day in boot camp, we're all still, we've got on our new Coast Guard work clothes, but we don't know how to act or anything. And this drill sergeant comes, or not drill sergeant, whatever, drill something in Coast Guard East, came in and said, "10 foot." Well, as best we could. Everybody over 2 feet, everybody over 6 feet tall, 2 steps forward. Hut! There's me and 3 other guys. Said, "Congratulations, you've just volunteered for the Honor Guard." Well, now, one of the things about Coast Guard Honor Guard is that when everybody else has a break in boot camp, you don't. You're training. Another thing is they take your shoes away and give you new shoes. And your new shoes have about 3/4 of an inch thick soles and thick heels and steel plates on the toes and the heels. And in Honor Guard, what you do is you learn to march. And you learn to play with that gun, you piece. And you bang it on the ground, and you bang it on the ground, and you twirl it around, and you throw it at the guy behind you, and you do all kinds of amazing stuff with it. And every now and then you even drop down on one knee and with a blank fire the Queen Charlotte salute, Queen Anne salute, bam! And I sucked at that stuff. I mean, I was just not any good at it at all. I was uncoordinated. And our drill instructor, sadly for both of us, had a lisp. And one day he got in my face, "Feman root Pirthal, are you trying to..." And I want you to understand just how perverse I am. It never made it to my brain. It just made it to the base of my spine and came right back out. No thing they thought. And then I thought, oh hell, what have I done? Well, I then spent a week in detention company, in disciplinary company. And you don't want to know what happens in disciplinary company, except the Spanish Inquisition was a lot like that. It's just terrible. You wear a red shirt for the whole week, and if the janitor wants to hit you with a broom, he's welcome to go. You know, it's terrible. But I got out of disciplinary company and went back to Honor Guard. And by this time, I was a week in training behind my cohort. So they made me the flag carrier. And I could do this. They give you a little pouch that hangs right below your belt. You put the butt of the flagpole in there and you carry it out like this. And you have 2 duties. One is under no circumstances, even if there's a nuclear war, do you dip the flag. You hold that flag steady. The other thing is you set the rhythm. And I'm good at rhythm. So I could march along and set the rhythm, slamming my steel heel shoes into the pavement. I could do it. Besides which, early in my training in the Coast Guard, they had taught me this wonderful little uplifting ditty that you could sing in your head that made you happy and helped you keep rhythm. It goes like this. You lift, you lift, you lift your right, and you lift again, you lift right, lift. So I would sing that. It would just make me happy. So I turned out to be a pretty good flag carrier. And everything was good until one day we got a call to go to Stone Harbor, New Jersey. And we were just a boot camp honor guard unit. We weren't the unit. honor guard unit, but the honor guard unit was off somewhere else, and so they sent us up to Stone Harbor to march in a 4th of July parade. Well, we queued up, we formed up for the parade, and right at the very front of the parade is a big, big white horse. And on this horse is Ed McMahon. Now, is anybody here who does not remember Ed McMahon? And here's Johnny. He was Johnny Carson's foil during the Tonight Show, after Jack Parr and before Jay Leno. So, Ed McMahon was the Grand Marshal of the parade. And exactly 10 feet behind the horse came me. And so, we all started off, and I'm you left, you left, you left, you right, and you left again, you left, right, right or left. And things were going smoothly until I heard this giant gurgle. And it turns out that Ed McMahon's horse was really sick. And all of a sudden there was this fire hose. The tail went up, and I am inundated with a hose of horse poop. Mostly liquid. And I'm marching along. I've got every orifice as close as I can get it and still breathe and see. And I was, as far as I was concerned, seeing was optional. And every now and then that horse would eject a little solid material. And sometimes it would bounce off of me and sometimes it wouldn't. And I had horse effluent dripping off my earlobes. I had a horse effluent running down the bridge of my nose, dripping off the end of my nose. I had horse effluent running across down my eyebrows. I had horse effluent in the rim of my Dixie cup cap. I could feel it sloshing around up there. And I had, the flag was drenched. The whole flag was drenched with horse effluent, and it was dripping off the point of the flag down at the bottom. And I'm maintaining my perfect pace. But I have a new song. You left, you left, you left, you right, and you left again. Oh God, let this end. You left, you left, you left, you right, and you left again. Oh God, let this end. And it went on for a month or two. And then finally, the parade was over. And I'm standing there. I think that God should come down and reward me for maintaining the pace and not dipping the flag. And I look up and here comes Ed McMahon. And he's gotten off his horse and he's striding toward me like this. And then he takes one look at me and says, oh shit. Turns around and walks away. And that's how I came within 3.5 feet of shaking hands with a celebrity for the one and only time in my life.